All right, John, how was your week here at Home for Health?
My week here was very, very productive. You want to hear details?
Yeah, give us a few minutes of some thoughts.
Okay. Overall, the value in this program for me was, the smoothies, the education, the understanding that I need some healthy fats, and all of that was very, very good, and that was about 20% of my value here. The other 80%, this is going to be unusual, is the help I received from you and your wife when I had a panic attack.
Okay.
I didn't know I was having panic attacks. I thought I was in respiratory failure here. I was saying, get me to the ER, I need a breathing machine. Well, you and your wife recognized it as a panic attack because Susan, your wife, had experienced that before. Evidently, I'd been having panic attacks all along. At least 2 of my 5 visits to ER were panic attacks. They couldn't find anything wrong. Everything my doctor said, it's all in your head. Turns out she might have been slightly right. It was not all in my
Not
head.
all right. Not all right.
The symptoms that I were experiencing triggered these panic attacks. I never knew. So now that, when I had this panic attack, I was headed off to ER. I was going to make you go with me.
And I would have gladly done it.
Yeah, I believe you.
Okay.
But you tried to calm me down, and I just blew you off. I think that's his only arsenal. But then your wife did it too, and she had a female way about her. Very calming. What you're experiencing is real, and don't be afraid. Don't let your mind win. Don't let your fears win. So she prayed with me. We quoted Bible texts. She told me about her experience with the panic attacks, and she told me that while the shaking you're doing, you're going into shock. And I started believing her, and it made a huge difference in what I was experiencing and in how I looked at things. Let me finish that that calming experience after she started convincing me, and I was in my bed and I had wearing oxygen because I insisted upon it. Me being a respiratory therapist didn't help at all. It actually hindered. Anyway, I was crying, I was praying, I was gasping for breath, but I was saying, I can take my breath fine. Why am I short of breath? It was the panic attack. Anyway, when she finally calmed me down enough, I was wearing oxygen, and she left the room. I started praying. I said, Lord, is this what my patients have been going through? I have respiratory patients. They come in and they can't breathe, and they of course are in shock, and they must be experiencing panic attacks too. They have to, along with their very real symptoms. And I said, is this what you've wanted me to learn by all this trouble I've been experiencing? You brought me here for this, mostly, to make me more sympathetic and understanding respiratory therapist. I said, Lord, now that I've learned that,
Can I go home?
can I go to sleep?
Oh, okay.
Please, just go to sleep. Because I couldn't sleep the night before, which triggered my panic attacks, because every time I would try to go to sleep, I would go, just at the moment of sleep, I'd wake up short of breath. All night, never got any sleep. So that's what triggered my panic attack the next night, because it was getting closer and closer to bed, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to sleep or breathe. And I said, can I go to sleep? And almost immediately, I just fell right to sleep. Calm. And when I woke up the next morning, the internal pressure that I had been experiencing for the last 6 weeks since surgery, the internal weird pressure that originally triggered my shortness of breath was gone. That wasn't in my head. That, I believe, was a miracle from God, which is one of the 8 natural remedies, trust in God. He wanted me to learn this lesson. He healed me of this. He brought me here to have you guys teach me that one. If nothing else, that was the most valuable thing I could have. I never realized the danger that the mind can put you in, and how weak our minds become when we are sick. I was so susceptible to the power of suggestion. But that thing I will.
So do you see now, like we talked about the mind and the body connection, you really see that now on a whole new level, don't you?
Yes, and now I know why you kind of started your educational program with that.
It's key, isn't it?
It was. I just was kind of blowing it off. I didn't think it was anything.
Yeah.
Now, amazing how stress can affect us.
That's right.
As far as I know, I don't know, am I unique on this? You ever come across patients with this issue?
Everyone is unique, John.
Yeah, okay. Well, I know that God gave you all this experience, especially your wife with her panic attacks, if nothing else, to help other people, and at this time, me.
Yeah.
But now I feel safe because I can pray now when I feel stress, when I feel like my mind is going to try to trick me into, panicking on anything. I quote the Bible texts, the Bible promises. My favorite here is, perfect love casteth out all fear. I keep using that.
Mm.
And I talk to my brain. I say, no, you don't. You are fine. That's just a normal response. And I keep myself even. It works.
Yeah.
It's amazing how the mind can affect your health. 80%, you were saying, of diseases start in the mind.
Yeah.
And now I'm beginning to start to try to take that seriously.
Now, John, just to finish up on the thought, you did come here with gallbladder surgery. That you were having some complications after that.
The complications was that I was not healing, and I developed shortness of breath when I would lean back in a chair, and I'd have to. That would last up to 2 minutes.
Just pain?
No.
Just couldn't breathe.
Internal pressure. Something was triggered.
Okay.
One of the doctors suggested it was the vagus nerve or the phrenic nerve that was being stimulated by the internal pressure, or maybe a swelling of something in here. But those symptoms just kept changing.
Now, do you think that you have a better understanding on how nutrition, exercise, all those things that we kind of already had some understanding about, but how that will now more personally affect you?
Oh, yes. I mean, it's changed my life. I'm going to go immediately. We've already found a juicer, about an hour and a half north of Bering Springs where we live. And we're going to do all this. We have the cookbooks all lined up, the smoothies and the juicing. And
cookbooks or uncooked books?
What?
Cookbooks or uncooked books?
Uncooked books, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes. More raw, at least 80% raw, and more alkaline versus acid
forming.
And if you take this program, you'll know why that's important.
Yeah.
Because just because you hear it once, that's not convicting. You're not going to know why you need to do this.
And John, not because I'm holding a gun to you right now or anything, but would you recommend this to other people?
Oh, over and over and over as much as I can.
Okay.
I got a stack this high of your cards. I'm going to hand them out.
That's good. I wonder where they went, but that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, John, we're about out of time. I'm going to sign off for now, and we do wish you the best, and we hope that next time we'll get to see you either in Bering Springs or maybe you come down for a visit just to say hello.
Yeah.
All right, God bless.